Can I tell you a story real quick?
Okay.
So I was playing. Let me tell you a player who figured this. Like there was. Hold on, I'll tell you this. D Rose was one of the players that could like. We prime D Rose in Chicago. He could take the hit and then like still like finish like bro. Like he always had my number when he came to the rim. Prime D Rose. But I was playing in against the Lakers and like I think Kobe spun baseline with somebody, and he figured it out. So I get to my spot. I watch film. I know where Kobe's like launching pad is and everything like that. So I know that he's not going to come if he comes to try to dunk it. He's not going to finish it. He's getting older at the time and everything like that. So I'm anticipating him trying to I'm going to jump straight up. He pump fakes. He gives me the best pump fake I've ever seen, bro. And then like so I go up. I'm expecting him to go up. He on the way down, he jumps into me and everything like that, right? And then like I get called for the foul. So like on the way up, I'm good. On the way down, you're fucked. And basically, so the timeout comes and like I walk to the bench, and then G Hill is like, you're looking at me like, oh, big dog, what the fuck's wrong with your nose? And then I feel it. My fucking Kobe broke my nose with his
my God. Oh my goodness.
Up, bro. So I had to like wear a mask. I had to get surgery the next day. I had to reset it. And that year I made the All-Star game in Orlando. So I see Cole walking down the hallway and we're like about to cross paths. I was like, yo, bro, like, you had to break my nose. Like I told him what happened. He was like, what happened? So I explained the play. He was like, he looked me up and was like, then get the fuck out the way then. And then he just like walked.
God damn it, Kobe.
I was like,
sounds like a you problem, man.
Brother, bro. Like, he's not getting fuck.
Kobe spinning. Great.
Boom.
That's crazy. It's exactly how you described it.
Yeah, look at Lance though. Lance is so concerned. He's like, oh wow.
Yo, bro, you see your nose?
Lance seen it from a mile away, bro.
Yo, you good, gang?
Yeah, you. That was your second foul. I think you fouled Powell earlier or something like that.
I get it in a second.
God damn it, Kobe.
Get out the way. That's a
Bro,
Kobe thing.
I spent a year with Cole, bro. Like that. Like I'm not gonna be like I was his best friend. I got to know him. He was
Right.
like a hard-nosed dude, bro. He wanted to win every argument, but he hardly practiced because he was at the end of his career last year.
Yeah.
But every time he practiced, like the level of intensity just like rose in the locker room. He was just cussing out anybody he could, shit, man. He was something else though, bro. He was like a rock star when he was.
I was gonna ask him about that, but go ahead, Damo.
I was going to say, as a Laker fan, and I want to tout you as one of the few Laker centers we had during the rebuilding years that I didn't absolutely hate.
To play some damn defense.
Hey,
Like, oh my
I
God,
promise you,
bro.
Robert Sacre, man. Them Robert Sacre days.
Damn, Robert Sacre. Timothy Monroe. I'm telling you,
Bro, Mott, thank you.
I still got the clip of me going to the Nets game and for a whole quarter telling Mozgov he's trash, like right behind the bench. Like I still got it. So you were one of the few Lakers centers I did not absolutely hate during the rebuild years. Loved it. Is there something something can you feel in the difference in playing in LA? Because I have can you explain that? Because when I say it, people just, everyone says it. Can you actually explain?
Playing for LA or playing in Staples or whatever it's called?
I would say four.
Four.
Playing for LA, yeah.
Four is something different, man. Because I would say before, going to play in LA was always great. You see the stars, it's nice and warm in there, great. But when you play at you go in there for one night or whatever like that is fine. You play for the Lakers, bro. It is pressure. It is pressure, like to win, and like, bro, like the media don't care, and like Cole, it was his last year, and like so he didn't practice, so it was hard to like really get a rhythm because basically he went it's Cole, like it's his last year, he's taking all the shots, so like. And then some of the guys, weren't trying to play, trying to play defense, but bro, the pressure on you is just tough because you have Kobe there because he's a presence, and then like you have the fans are expecting greatness, man, like the storied franchise, and man, that shit, I was depressed after that year, man. We were like so bad, I was just like, man, it made me question if I could play basketball again. Just like the pressure. And I honestly say, like, LA is not built for everybody. Like Kobe said that to
Hey, you. You want to watch NBA games with your favorite NBA creators? Let's keep it a buck. We have this thing called Playback TV. Go into your mobile app, type in Playback TV, or go on your desktop and type in playback.tv/LKIAB.
The ball to match.
You're talking about JF Kennedy era, bro. I'm not trying to hear that. I'm 23 years old.
Because I'm telling you, you don't want to miss out on this extra content. Only on Playback.tv.
He told me a story about what he actually said to Dwight and stuff like that. But basically, like, it's not, it's a different animal, playing for the expectations and everything, Magic Johnson is like in the locker room, like in the hallways, and like he has no problem saying, y'all motherfuckers don't run back on defense, y'all don't do this, that, and the other, You got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is there, like Shaq, I see Shaq and stuff. So it's just like, man, it's definitely tough. And at least y'all got that bubble championship, though,
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait, Roy, what do you mean by
Here
that?
we go.
What do you
Did
I
it
mean, y'all
count?
got one. Y'all got
You
one.
count it? You count it?
I mean, I didn't play that year, but at the same time, like I talked to several players, and I would say this though, from a reliable player, and he said that they spent so much time in Disney. The players, like, they would go on the rides, they would go golfing, but after a month and a half of doing the same thing,
They got
they
tired.
were going crazy.
Yeah.
And then, like, this player told me, once LeBron heard that all those guys were like, not wanting to be there, he was like, they said, like, he got all the Lakers in line, like, we got to take advantage of this though. Like, for me, that's just like taking the space though, man. Nobody else wanted to be there. They all wanted to leave. They didn't care.
That sound Mickey. I don't
We
know.
locked in.
Like you're
I
on
wanna
Team
be
Mickey
there. I
ring,
respect that.
man. Yes.
Hey, so as you call it Mickey, I call it a God is hungry to
I
win.
call it killer mentality. Right. I
Killer mentality.
call it. I
Y'all
call
don't
it an
want this?
assassin.
I want this.
Take it from me.
Roy, I do want to ask you this to put a pin on it. If you had to say, was it an easier or harder environment to play in the bubble? Just based off of what you've heard from other players, would you say it was an easier environment or was it harder at the end of the day? Because I've heard arguments for both sides. Because people have said, like, it feels like they're playing in the open gym. On the other side of the thing, like the mental aspect of it that you
mental
said.
stuff is tough, but like to play with no fans in the arena, like, I understand it's like it felt like a scrimmage, and they had the TV screens of people there. So I would say it would be tough, mentally tough. But to me, I probably would. I tried to emulate like Tim Duncan, and he's probably like the strong, silent type, So I probably would have just sucked it up and like not. I would have like probably just try to get the shit done, because that's who I want to be, So I'm not sure. I think it would be tough.
So, this is crazy. You alluded to it. I gotta go back. I gotta spin the block. You don't have to tell the whole story if you don't want to.
Yeah.
You said that Kobe told you what he said to Dwight. What did he say? What was the conversation about?
I'm not gonna say that. I ain't gonna say
Was
that.
it? Let me say this because I think you talked about it in the same regards of like understanding what it means essentially to be a Laker. So I'm assuming that it was kind of along those same lines of like, yo, this isn't.
Yeah.
No
It's
disrespect.
like,
This ain't the Hornets,
I mean, no, yeah. Basically. I mean, some other stuff happened too, but like that's what I'm not getting into. But it was basically what you're saying, like, this is a joke to you, you're taking this as a joke, So I think that was like the biggest thing. 'Cause I think he was, yeah.
So I'll ask to make a more vanilla question here. You've played for the Lakers. You know how that fan base can be. You've also talked about playing for Indiana, where a pen could drop in, nobody can hear it. What team were you thankful that you did not play for? Like, what is the worst possible fan base situation that could have been for Roy Hibbert? And thank God it didn't happen.
Well, he coaching Philly now. They say Philly is tough too.
I mean, yeah,
I gotta
Philly is
follow
tough
that.
with Joel there. I would say this. I'm happy I ain't go to Oklahoma. Like, I feel like living in Oklahoma would be tough, I feel like that would
We
be
do
tough.
forget the living aspect all the time.
Like playing Oklahoma, I guess Oklahoma, like the arena, like they go crazy. They don't sit down until the first bucket. So like that place is always crazy in there. Like they jam it out because there's nothing else professional sports there. So, but to play in Oklahoma, to me, that'd be like, I hope nobody hears from Oklahoma. But
Well, we're not.
that'd be like the worst case situation though, because you got a family though, like want some diversity, and everything.
I hear it. I hear it.
Okay, yeah, I understand that.
No other words needed, brother.
Yeah.
The Kobe's retirement year, that last year, the 15-16 year, they always attributed it as like it's just different because Kobe was retiring, things were just a little bit different. And shouts out to Lou Will. I actually listened to him on Paul George's podcast. He actually shouted you out. But he talked about that year and the practice, the practice. I think we all know what practice we're talking about. But talk about just not only that year, but the practice specifically. I want to know from your perspective, y'all softest Charmin.
Man, no, that was I think a year or two before I got there when Jeremy Lin was there. But like the same type of atmosphere was there when he would come. I'd say this, like I said, Kobe didn't practice with us most of the time. So we had this coach, Byron Scott, he was the Showtime Lakers. He used to run us to death, bro, on game days.
I thought y'all didn't run I thought they didn't run in the NBA.
Bro, he had us doing 3-man weave up and back. That's two. Everybody goes twice.
So bad.
3-man weave up and back to 6 to 8 to 10. This is on game days, bro. We used to be so tired. Kobe had fresh legs because he would just show up to the games, so he wouldn't practice with us, So
that's crazy.
And
big Kobe.
Yeah, big bro. I don't mind, bro. Like it is cold. Like no, bro. He had his own locker room. He had the LA Kings locker room. So like we would have our locker room, and then like he would have like it'll be a tunnel. You remember that thing about the Clippers and whoever the Lakers or whoever was the fight? It was like a hallway.
Yeah,
they went to go fight.
Yeah, the Rockets.
So that's the hallway Kobe would walk through to his locker room and everything like that. So he would use the LA Kings locker room. So, it was definitely tough. There was cameras there everywhere. Like in Indiana, Larry Bird, we had a chance to do like a Hard Knocks type of thing for us. But Larry Bird was like, no, like he's like, we just want the guys to focus. So I've never seen like Kobe had a documentary crew with them there the whole time. So I hate to bring it up, but like there's some stuff that God rest his soul. But he caught some stuff in the locker room, like when there was it's documented. I love the dude, D'Angelo, but like, he caught like that. That camera crew had some stuff that caught some interactions, with the D'Angelo Russell and Nick Young situation and everything like that. So that was like a weird year too. That thing made things even worse in that locker room. But it was definitely a tough year, bro. I forgot about that. But yeah, it was definitely a tough year. It was, it was good to get to know Kobe though. It was a good dude.
Well, we said necessarily we're not going to talk about your career for too long here, so I guess I'll be the one to break the ice. There's a lot of times where people like us, or people like me at least, there's a reason you didn't see my basketball highlights. I suck at the game. And we'll have these passionate takes on basketball. And then a lot of times a player, especially one the caliber of yourself, will say, you have not played the game. How do you feel about people who haven't played basketball, damn near unathletic, speaking on the game of basketball, and sometimes being spot on while other times being way left? In short, how do you feel about people who have not played speaking on the game?
So, bro, I don't mind people in the comments. Like, that's life. You have your opinion. Like, do I care about, reporters who don't play the game? No. Like, some of the best coaches in the NBA never played the game in the NBA, So, like, I have no problem with that. The only problem I have with, like, fans speaking on it is when they talk about bet. Oh, you fucked up my parlay and shit like that. I don't care about that shit. Like, I don't give a fuck. You can tell me, like, my jump hooks are, like, trash. I'm like, they are trash. I got to work on them, That's just how I looked at it, though. But for me, like, I didn't care about the bet stuff, though. But yeah, like, I mean, I don't mind, man. Like, you pay your money, you can have your opinions. I mean, like, the other tough stuff is like when a little piece of my soul dies when people say, "I hope you tear your ACL" or some shit like that.
That's always
that's tough to hear, But at the same time, I don't mind. Like, B. Souls gave me constructive. That's why I'm here right now. He gave me constructive criticism. about my YouTube channel. I gotta ask y'all some questions too, because I gotta pick y'all's brain as well and everything like that. But for me, like I think like my pops was just like, you gotta be able to, you can't be soft, like you gotta be able to take, what people are saying, hear how they're saying it, and then like, and then be real with yourself. And so I don't think, so I'm getting on a tangent right there. But
now you're good, bro. It's a messy situation. I guess my follow-up would be, since you're pretty neutral on it, if there is one thing that happens that you would say, hey, bro, you really do have to play to understand, otherwise you just don't know, or you feel isn't talked about, what would that be?
I think they eliminated this, but I used to have the worst games on like 4 games in 5 nights. That is tough though, bro. We can play Monday night. We can play, let's just say 7 a.m. Let's say 7:30 game. The game gets done, let's say about like 9:30, 9:45, say whatever like that, right? And then let's say before the game, I would try not to do this, but like the first game, if we get done at 9:30, 9:45, coach says, all right, plane's at 11 or 11:15. So we have time to see family, get some food, get on the plane, we fly. Let's say we fly to Philly. We get to Philly at like, let's say we get to Philly at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, right? So we get to the hotel. I'm still a little wired up, so like I get, I don't go to bed till like maybe 3 or something like that. And then we have like on back to backs, you don't have shoot around. We have film. We have film at like and breakfast at 1, and I sleep all day. We get on the bus. We go to the game. We play that game in Philly. From Philly, same thing. We get done at 9:45, 10 o'clock or whatever like that. Planes at whatever. We fly to the next city. You have a day off, but then those next 2 games, bro, like my numbers just go down, bro, because like the travel, like we go from coast to coast. You go from Miami to like Cleveland to like that travel right there. So I used to have uppers and downers, bro. I used to 7:30 game, 7:15. I'm taking like Muscle Farm pre-workout, like caffeine stuff. I'm caffeine sensitive now. I can't go to bed till like 4 or 5. So what am I going to do? I talked to the league. I said I have this problem with the league. They give me they check me out. They said, all right, you can get a prescription for Ambien. So I said, all right, Ambien. I take half a pill, and then because I don't want to so I take half a pill. It works. I still feel groggy the next day, but then like that half a pill eventually turns into like a pill and a half, just so I can get some sleep because like I'm going on the plane. Sometimes the plane needs to defrost for like an hour and a half because it's been sitting on the tarmac because we had a double overtime game in Cleveland. So now we don't take off till like 2 a.m. and we have a game the next day, bro. And that shit used to kill me, man. It used to kill me.
So it was the fatigue factor that you feel like a lot of fans just don't see. Like let's say when Embiid has a bad game, you don't know that he just traveled like for 10 hours and needed to play at an extremely high level on prime time.
But then again, you have the people say, "Are you making millions of dollars? You got to figure it out." So I'm just like, man, I'm trying to figure this out. I'm trying to see if I can get like an IV at every city I fly at. Make I have a nurse come give me an IV at 2, 3 in the morning. I got to pay extra for that and everything like that. I'm trying to figure out like. I'm having like these Normatec boots on my legs to like pump blood through my legs so I can get some fresh legs. I tried everything, man, but that type of stuff, you can't really talk about because back then it'd be like, yo, you soft, like you making millions of dollars, but that shit was tough though, man.
No, I was gonna say I like that because when we had that conversation about expanding the league, that was literally all the criticism in the comments or even on here. I think Damo was saying it to me. Well, I know you're saying it in a joking way, but like, but they're flying. They'll be flying to Vancouver in like first class, like private jet type thing. It's not the same. I know you was playing Damo.
Bro, Toronto's a great city, but every time we go through Toronto, we have to go through customs, and that's
long, right?
Bro, they sometimes they fast track us, and if you have any of your teammates have a record. Like they'll come through the line and they'll get pulled and you won't see them till the next day because like in Toronto, like in Canada, they don't play about like having a like record and stuff like that. I've had teammates I haven't seen till shoot around the next day because they had to spend like a little while at the station and everything like that. So that adds even more time. Like, do you want to live in Toronto? Great city, gets cold, really cold and everything like that, but you got to go through customs like every night. Like that is. Every time you come back from an away game, you got to go through customs.
I ain't trying to overwhelm you with the questions, but you keep setting up the lobs, man. So I guess the final one would be, so you talked about scheduling being the most underrated factor. Cool. How do you feel about a shortened NBA season?
No, I need that money. I need that money.
Okay.
I say get rid of, cut down on more preseason games, and then maybe space them out a little bit more. Maybe maybe we start the season a little bit later. You know what I'm saying? Let football have their thing for a little bit. Maybe start the season a little bit later, going to the summer a little bit more.
Now that we agree, yeah.
They're not giving
you
up
guys
on that
competing
summer,
with
though.
football is.
Do you feel like
tough.
contracts would be lower if there was a shortened season, or is it on somebody's? I want the money.
Yeah, it's based off the TV rights. I believe so. So if there's less games, because you get paid per game, so
yeah.
that's games less checks though, man. I need that money.
So you would be anti, because these are the things they just been throwing around with the whole we're adding new teams. They threw around Vancouver and Mexico City. That's a crazy concept coming from an NBA player perspective, to fly to Mexico City from I don't know, New York or something.
From New York, yeah, that'd be tough. I mean, that'd be tough, man. Vancouver's nice, but man, that's some long flights though, man. I mean, I'll be for it though, man. I'd be for it, but hope they can figure out where guys don't have to get so tired, flying around. So they probably sit out more games now.
That's a fact, because when we looked where Mexico City was, I didn't realize it was that deep in Mexico. I thought it was a little closer. That was South Mexico. I was like,
yeah, it wasn't.
We all thought it was right under Nevada type shit. We all thought it was
in Mexico for real. That was crazy.
All right. Hey, you. You want to watch NBA games with your favorite NBA creators? Let's keep it a buck. We have this thing called Playback TV. Go into your mobile app and type in Playback TV, or go on your desktop and type in playback.tv/LKIAB.
You're talking about JF Kennedy era, bro. I'm not trying to hear that. I'm 23 years old.
Because I'm telling you, you don't want to miss out on this extra content. Only on playback.tv.